Hello students. So in this video, we will look at daily MCQs based on today's newspaper. Then we will go for current affairs analysis, and we will also look at the examples of case studies for mains answer writing. So these will be three pillars of our discussion in today's newspaper. Now, my mode of operation will be I'll give you 5 MCQs beforehand, attempt 5 MCQs, comment your scores down below. Then I'll explain the current affairs of today's newspaper, and in the end, I will give you answers of these MCQs. So let's get started. So the first question is, consider correct statements about GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. First, it is not a statutory body. Second, it comes under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Options are 1 only, 2 only, both, and none. Moving forward, question number 2. Consider correct statements about PMAY, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Statement 1. The Finance Ministry act as nodal ministry for its implementation. Option 2. It was first launched in 2020. Same options. Question 3. Consider incorrect statements about FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force. Statement 1. It was founded by OECD in 1989. Statement 2. Recently, Pakistan was included in blacklist under it. Options are 1 only, 2 only, both, and none. Question number 4. Consider correct statements about COPs, that is Conference of Parties, under UNFCCC for climate change. Option 1. Statement 1. COP26 was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt in 2021. Statement 2. COP27 will be held in Glasgow, UK in 2022. Same options. And last question of the day is, consider correct statements about currency. Statement first. RBI has sole right to issue banknotes in India under RBI Act 1934. And statement 2. For design and minting of coins, power rests with central government. Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both. Option D, none. So these are the 5 questions. Try to attempt all these questions and mention your score down in comments below. Now in next part, I'll explain you today's news items. And then in the end, we will go for answers of these MCQs. So today is 27th of October. So first news item is, the first GM food crop may be on way, mustard trials get nod. So recently GEAC has recommended first genetically modified food crop in India for field trials. GEAC, it is a statutory body under Environmental Protection Act 1986 under Ministry of Environment. Now it gives recommendation for genetically modified crops for its commercial use or for consumption uses. Currently, India does not have any genetically modified food crop that is allowed for cultivation. So if this recommendation is accepted, GM mustard would be first GM food crop in India to be cultivated for commercial use. And for non-food crops, BT cotton is only crop that is allowed for commercial cultivation in India. So there has been debate whether it should be allowed or not. So So in coming days, we will see more development on this news, but as of now, this is sufficient. Now moving forward, next news item. Assam's Miya Museum, three linked to it held charged under UAPA. So this news item is related to Miya Museum that was opened recently, and government has closed it because it was opened by a private entity, and there was allegations of this museum linked to a terrorist organization in Bangladesh. So let us understand who are Miyas. So Miyas are Bengali speaking people, Muslim people who are living in Assam. So from Philip's point of view, it can be asked that Miya tribe or Miya community. So they are Muslim people of Bangla origin who are living in Assam. So that is enough from our exam point of view. Now, moving forward. Now, this news item is related to former Andaman and Nicobar Chief Secretary, against whom sexual harassment allegations were leveled up by a 21-year-old woman. So, in the new development, it is being reported that over 20 women taken to ex-chief secretary's house for job for sex racket. So, we can cite this as an example of abuse of power in GS4, where power tends to corrupt, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. So here he has all the power without accountability. That's why he has misused his position. So let's see the progress of this news. But as of now, these are the newer details that have come forward. Now moving forward, this news item is related to GS2, welfare schemes for vulnerable section and issues in their design and implementation. So the news is months after his PMAY house, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana house raised, tribal man hangs self in Madhya Pradesh, government orders stop. So this news item is a tribal man was given financial help under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana for constructing his house, but his house was demolished by forest official, citing encroachment on forest land, and as a result of it, this man hangs himself. So this is an example of poor implementation of schemes where Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, it was designed for the benefit and welfare of the poor people to get them a house, but the poor implementation has led to costing a life of an individual. So we can cite it an example of case study where the scheme has right intent, but its implementation is not up to mark. If we talk about Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, so this scheme was launched in 2016 for rural areas. It is under Ministry of Rural Development, and in urban areas it is under Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Under it, affordable houses to be built for poor people. So this case study can be cited as an example for poor implementation of schemes. Now the next news item. FATF has removed Pakistan from its grey list, but Delhi cannot afford to let down its guard. So recently, Pakistan has been removed from grey list of FATF. Let us understand what is FATF. And how the gray list works. So FATF is Financial Action Task Force. It is an intergovernmental body. Basically, was set up in 1989 to curb financial crimes. For example, to curb money laundering or the money that can be used for financing the terrorist activities. So Pakistan was under grey list, and recently seeing its behavior such as complying the guidelines of FATF, it has been removed from grey list, and as a result it can now seek more investment. The restrictions are now minimized, and it would help Pakistan to rejuvenate its economy. So under FATF, there are two types of list: gray and black. This is more stringent list, and this is a precursor of blacklist. The blacklist countries are North Korea, Iran, which have huge sanctions on them, and it cripples the economy of these countries. So these are the two lists that comes under FATF. So the next news item is related to Competition Commission of India. So Competition Commission of India has recently imposed two penalties on Google for abusing its dominant position in Android mobile device ecosystem, as well as for adopting discriminatory policies in Play Store policies. So let us understand what is Competition Commission of India, its genesis. The Competition Commission of India is a statutory body formed in 2009 under Competition Commission of India Act 2002. It replaced MRTP Act 1969, which existed earlier for similar kind of purpose, but it was not effective. MRTP stands for Monopolies and Restricted Trade Practices Act. So it was repealed after LPG reforms in 1991. So it ensures fair and free practices, prohibits anti-competitive agreements, and prevents abuse of dominant position like it has done in this case. Now, this editorial suggests that India is a country where large MNCs have its occupancy and they promote innovation as well. So it must ensure a level playing field for all the players, but at the same time, it must be careful that actions do not impede the innovation. It must protect competition, not any competitor. So basically, this editorial says that there should be a balance where innovation should not be threatened on the pretext of promoting free and fair competition. Now, moving forward, this news item is related to GS3 environment. So it is saying that the COVID pandemic has created huge disruption at a global level. And after that, the Russia-Ukraine war has further deteriorated the situation and worsened the energy crisis around the world. And climate crisis in this situation, in these circumstances, getting worse and worse day by day. And therefore, each country should adopt climate favorable policies so that we can achieve a target of 1.5 degree curb by 2050. It further says that EU has adopted its environmental policies via legislation where they will cut around 55% of its emissions by 2030 and achieve climate neutral status by 2050. Also, India has also pledged its climate goals via Panchamrit goals set by Honorable Prime Minister during COP26 last year in Glasgow, UK. Now, from prelims point of view, let us understand that Conference of Parties held annually. Recently, COP26 was held in Glasgow, UK in 2021, and now COP27 will be held in Egypt in November 2022. So that's it about this news item. Now moving forward. So this news item is related to economy. So recently there has been uproar about denomination of currency, the design of the currency, where Aam Aadmi Party has suggested that Lakshmi Ganesh photos to be on currency. So let us understand the technicalities behind this, which are relevant from our exam point of view. So when it comes to currency, there are notes and there are coins. So currency notes, they are issued by RBI under RBI Act 1934, and it is RBI's sole right to issue currency notes. Whereas when it comes to coins, it comes under central government ambit under Coinage Act 2011. So for currency notes, RBI issues under 1934 Act RBI, and for coins, it comes under central government ambit. When it comes to, this is for issuing. When it comes to designing of notes like Mahatma Gandhi photo or Lakshmi Ganesh photo, this decision is taken by RBI and central government combined, where RBI recommends the design and then central government approves the final design. So in this case, RBI acts as a recommendatory body and central government takes final decision. So for issuing purpose, this is the case, and for designing purpose, RBI and central government both are involved in it. So just keep these things in mind for prelims point of view. Now, this news item is related to international relations, where Putin accuses Ukraine of dirty bomb plans, says world conflict risk high. So what is dirty bomb? So dirty bomb is a type of bomb which don't create atomic explosion, but designed for spreading toxic waste. So health wise, it is not much of a deterrent because people can evacuate the region, but from economic point of view, it is very deterrent for a country's economy, because that region then becomes non-habitable for many decades, and that hampers the economy of nation. So this is the concept of dirty bomb. Now let us see the Geographical location of Ukraine. So this is Ukraine, its neighbors Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Moldova. So these are its neighboring countries, and Sea of Azov, and this is Black Sea. These are the two seas to which it borders. So from prelims point of view, it can be asked that Ukraine borders which countries, it opens through which seas. This is Crimean Peninsula, which was annexed by Russia in 2014. So that's all for today. Mention your scores down below, and in the last segment, I'll explain the answers of the 5 questions which I had given earlier. So the first question was about genetic engineering appraisal committee. So statement is, it is not a statutory body. Yes, it is a statutory body, as we have discussed under Environmental Protection Act 1986. So this is wrong. It comes under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. This is also wrong because it comes under Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So the answer is B. Both are incorrect. Second question, consider correct statements about Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. The Finance Ministry acts as nodal agency, nodal ministry. Now it is Ministry of Rural Development for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for urban regions. So this is wrong. It was first launched in 2020. No, it was launched in 2016. So both statements are wrong. Again, the answer is D. Third question, consider incorrect statements about FATF. It was founded by OECD in 1989. Yes, it was founded in 1989, but it was not by OECD, but by G7, group of 7 nations. So this is wrong. Recently, Pakistan was included in blacklist. No, Pakistan was excluded from gray list. So this is also wrong. So answer is C, because the question is asking about incorrect statement. So both are incorrect. Question number 4. Consider correct statement about Conference of Parties. COP26 was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, and 27 will be held in Glasgow. Now, if you look at these options carefully, I have interchanged both options. COP26 was held in Glasgow, UK, and COP27 will be held in Egypt. So again, option D is correct answer. Now the last question. Consider correct statement about currency. RBI has sole right to issue banknotes in India under RBI Act 1934. Yes, that is true, as we have discussed. For currency notes, RBI has sole rights. For design and minting of coins, power rests with central government. Yes, under Coinage Act 2011. Both statements are correct. Answer is C. So that's it for today's news analysis. If you find it helpful, then subscribe to this channel. I'll be making daily news analysis videos. So thank you.